Right, hello again YouTube, and welcome back under the transit. We are going to do an oil change today. So let's start by getting this belly pan off. Right, let's put this in the back of the van. Now, I'll confess, as drain plugs go, I've never seen one like this before. But I think kudos to Ford, because I'm guessing that plastic design makes it kind of single use, and also, you know, you don't get the problem of over torquing it. Right, so I think that needs a 3/8. So just turn it. Turn it again. Right, that feels like it's loose. Get ready to catch about 7 litres of oil. And I've intentionally picked a day that's not windy to do this. If you saw my video on the gearbox oil change. Should have brought some towel out with me. Let me go and get some. Right, so I have a box of bits here, and I did go to the expense of buying a brand new drain plug. So let's hope the Quinton Hazel part that I got is a direct replacement. So let's look at these two together. Same diameter, same length, right, okay. Right, let's get back underneath and get the new plug in. Right. Let's put that in and set this to tighten. Well, I've never ever seen a drain plug like that. Lovely stuff. Right, let's go up top and see if we can get the oil filter off. Before I do that, I just want to get this, oh god that's heavy, kind of where the oil filter is going to leak. So put that there. Where are we? Let's have a look for our filter housing. Right, filter housing's just there. Let's hope that will catch it. I think that will catch most of it. Right, to get the filter housing off, we've got to take off this here pipe, and I'm going to take the top off the air cleaner anyway. So yeah, let's just begin by getting this pipe out. Slacken those right off. Okay, take that off there and off the front of the turbo. Put that there. Now this is the front of the turbo, so I'm just going to stick some rags in there just to make sure nothing ends up going in the turbo. Now, so the top of the filter housing is right down there, conveniently located. I think that's a 27 on there, so let me get a socket for that. Right, got my handy filter socket set. Well worth getting one of those. And what have we got? 29, don't want a 29. Oh, we got a 27. We got a 27. Let's see if a 27 goes on. A 27 is a really good fit. So 3/8 in there, set it to undo, and let's see if we can get this loose. Do you know what? I'm using a low profile socket there. I might be better if I've got a decent 27. Nope. That don't want to know. There you go. Right, that's loose. At least I think it is. And then of course, because this isn't a ratchet, right, put you there. Let's get this on a ratchet. Yeah, I was concerned that the filter housing wasn't turning, but it is. Right, take the lid off. Oh, filters come with it. All good. God, forward out. How difficult could you make that? Right, well, to be fair, that doesn't look as bad as it possibly could have, I suppose. So, just let the oil filter housing drain out. I'm going to go and clean this up, and then we can put it all back together, I hope. Right, let's pull that out of there. Possibly not. Right, let's have a look at the new one, make sure that's the same. So I went for a Febby part. Yep, they look identical. Right, that's good news. So, first things first. I need a pick. Let me get a pick and get that out of there. Usually, you can usually find a little place that they give you to get under it, but they don't with this. So just get under it any way you can, I think. There you go. Right, and walk it off. Okie dokie. Now, where's my new one? There's my new seal. I'm just going to take some of the old oil from inside the filter. Just take a little bit of the old filter housing oil, slip that around it, and let's get it down. And make sure it's nice and square in the groove. And there's the groove at the bottom. So let's peel it down into that groove. Yep. So if you look at this seal, it does appear to be kind of chamfered. Yeah, so I'm guessing that what you do is put it down with the chamfer facing into the engine. That would seem to make sense. Clean out the filter housing. Normally with this type of filter, what you would do is smack that filter into there and screw the whole lot in. You'll notice there's like a pressure valve or a bung on the end of this. I don't know if that is a pressure valve. I don't know what that is. I think that's just a bung. So you'll notice there's a bung on the end of this. This needs to go into the engine before you screw this down onto it. Every car manufacturer has somebody in their design departments whose job it is to make some jobs as difficult as possible. Case in point. Let me just take that out, make sure the filter's still located. That's seated. Just going to have a good look. Right, let's get a torque wrench and do that to 25 Newton meters. I'm just wondering whether I can torque this up from beneath. Just there's no room to swing anything up here. I mean, this is a job that I don't think Ford could have made any more difficult if they tried. Look, you know, I mean, it's an oil filter for f***'s sake. I mean, how hard does it have to be? Do you know what? I am thinking of taking the airbox out. I mean, I got to take the lid off it anyway to do the bloody air filter, so. That'll do. Well, I won't lie to you, that was a job that was unnecessarily difficult. Hopefully the air filter is going to be easier. Right, let's clean the dipstick whilst I'm here. Clean as a whistle, lovely. Right. So this looks just like some probably 7mm. Whatever they are, they're not big. So are we saying so? Oh, look at that. First sign. Now, whilst I'm doing the service today, I'm thinking of changing the fuel filter. But it can be, I understand, a bit of a bitch to bleed afterwards. Hopefully you're in shot. The fuel filter's over there. It's still cartridge design, so it's not one of the ones that you can fill up a little well with diesel. I have bought a bleed tool for it, so I might give it a go. You never know. There you go. Right. Okay. There you go. Right, just needed a quick prise. At least we know when that was changed. I quite like that idea. I'm going to do that with mine. I'm going to write the date today on the bottom of mine as well. So for comparison, that's the nigh on 2-year-old filter, which I don't think looks bad for a nearly 2-year-old filter. And Just checking that these are identical, which they are. Right. And the date today is the 6th of the 9th, 25. 138K. Right, so I've copied what the last bloke did actually. I really like that idea because you've got such a big end on the filter there. I've written today's date on there and I've written the mileage as well. I can't believe somebody forgot that. Absolute amateur. Right, in you go. He says amateur and then he tries it and then he's going to struggle to get the fucking thing back in. Right, there you go. You on there. Let's line the date up so it's nice at the top. Oh, look at that. Lay that gently over. Go on, in you go. In you go. And you stay there. Right. Lovely job. Right. Get that out of there. Remember to take the bung out the end of the turbo. We don't want any of that going on. And let's refit the intake pipe. Just make sure filter is down. It's all seated. It's all lovely. We checked all that. Right. So the only thing that remains is to check how much oil was in the engine. I think this needs something like 6.7 litres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and measure how much oil I actually poured out of it. And then we can refill the oil. So double check around here. We tightened the oil filter. We heard that go ding. We've put a new drain plug in. Just going to double check. Yep, yellow drain plug in, black one came out. Let's have a tidy up of tools. Let's see how cleanly. Oh, bollocks. That is not good because that's all near the belts. Right, let's get this all cleaned off the front of the cam cover here. Right, well I see no leaks, that's all good. Let's just let her idle whilst I tidy up some tools. So there you go, that's oil and filters service on my 2015 Ford Transit Connect 1.6 TDCi. Actually, that's a really easy job. The hardest part of that is getting that old oil filter out and in. I honestly think that would be a lot easier if you took the airbox out. but it just seems such a ridiculous thing to have to do, to take the whole airbox out just to do the oil filter because there's lack of access. I'll have a look around and see if I can get some sort of short extensions, because I'm pretty sure with just a short extension on there you could get a good swing on the ratchet. The hardest part of that is getting a good swing on the ratchet, because it just took me forever, just like a 1/16 of a turn at a time, tightening up the filter. But there you go, there's one job like that on every vehicle, isn't there? And there's a bloke that's paid to design jobs like that. Even though that's been a relatively easy job to do, I don't know if it's my imagination, but I'm absolutely sure the van is running smoother than it was before. Right from when I started it up, it just felt smoother. So I suppose there's something in that. Now, when I look at that air filter, if that air filter's the thick end of 2 years old, I guess the oil could be the thick end of 2 years old. I'll bet you if that is the case, that oil's got 20,000 miles on it. And whilst a manufacturer these days like BMW or Mini, for example, I know they give those super long intervals on oil changes, just don't. Oil breaks down a lot quicker than that. They only do that because they're only expecting you to have the car for a couple of years and then move it on. And they're only interested in it running as long as the warranty period. So just don't. Just look after your vehicle.